Okay, fine. We'll start the next chapter, which is proteins. So in the last class, that is Introduction to Biochemistry, we have seen that proteins are very complex biomolecules. And it is the most abundant part of the living system. All these things we have seen in the last class. Proteins, also, they are polymers. And they are polymers of which monomer? They are made up of amino acids. The polymer of amino acids are termed as proteins, and they are most abundant and complex molecule in living system. This is what we have seen in the last class. So now coming to protein only about protein we are going to see in this class, where we will see about amino acid, different type of amino acids, example for amino acids, and structure of protein and their biological functions. So all these things we are going to see in this chapter, which is protein. So as an introduction about protein, they are complex molecule and they are most abundant, which will constitute about half of the body's dry weight. Even this point also we have seen in the last class. So they are found in all cells and all parts of cells, and whatever protein is there in the living system, it is made up of 20 amino acids, same set of 20 amino acids. So among this 20 amino acid, what do you mean by amino acid? Amino acid is a compound where we have both the functional group, both amino and carboxyl group. Such compounds are termed as amino acids. They have two functional group, amino group and carboxyl group. Such molecules, such organic molecules are termed as amino acids. Among these 20 amino acid, one is amino acids, where it has not NH2 part, it has only NH group. So one amino acid contain only NH, and that is called amino acid. An example for that amino acid is proline. So apart from proline, all the remaining 19 are amino acids. Only one is amino acid. So this same set of 20 amino acid is coined in the form of a linear polymer in protein, and such proteins are part of the living organism. Okay, so proteins are complex substances. As an example for protein, we have hemoglobin, and you can see the complex nature of hemoglobin with this molecular formula, where it contains 2796 carbons, then 4592 hydrogens, such a large number of carbons, hydrogens, oxygens, nitrogen, sulfur, etc. So hemoglobin is an example for protein, which consists of a huge molecular formula with 2796 carbon atom, 4592 hydrogen atom, 832 oxygen atom, 812 nitrogen atom, and 8 sulfur atom. This is the composition of hemoglobin. So this itself shows the complex nature of protein. Now, coming to the biological functions of protein, they have too many functions. They can be used to catalyze a biological reaction. We can use this reaction, we can use this protein to catalyze biological reactions. These type of compounds or substances which are used to catalyze a reaction is termed as what? Enzymes, which are biological catalysts. In normal inorganic reaction also we have what? Catalyst. So they are called non-biological catalyst or inorganic catalyst. What is the function of a catalyst? They will be changing the rate of reaction. It can increase the rate of reaction, or it can decrease rate of reaction. So we can generally define a catalyst as the substances which will be altering, changing the rate of a chemical reaction. So in biochemical term, in living organism, what's happening? In living organism, there are certain biological catalysts by name enzyme, which will be changing or altering the rate of a biological reaction. So with what these enzymes are made of, they are made up of proteins. So proteins in the form of enzyme can catalyze a biological reaction. Prime important function of enzyme, they can catalyze a biological reaction in living organism. For that, an example can be amylase, pepsin, etc. These are example for enzymes. Then transport function. Proteins also are useful for transport function. What would they do in transport function? They will carry a particular substance, a specific substance from one part of the body to the other parts. So for example, hemoglobin transport oxygen. The oxygen is transported in the entire body by hemoglobin. So in this way, protein is involved in transport function. Then storage function. The storage protein, what is the function is they store nutrients and energy. Protein in the form of storage protein will store nutrients and energy required for the living organism. For example, ovalbumin of egg, then casein of milk, all are example for what? Storage protein. Then structural function they have structural function. They give strength, support, or protect biological structures. For example, in our hair, what is there? Keratin is there. So keratin is giving strength, support to the hair. Then nails, hooves, etc. Collagen for skin. Skin is protected by which protein? Collagen protein. So all these are structural function. These proteins are giving structural support for the human body, for the living organism. Then coming to the next function, that is movement function. They help in movement. Proteins are also help in movement and defense and protection in the form of antibodies. They give protection against bacteria as well as viruses. Then hormone regulation in the form of hormone, they regulate and control the cell processes, whatever functions, whatever reactions are happening in the living system, it is controlled by hormones through protein, like they are made up of protein. All these biological functions can be given as an example for biological functions of protein in the form of enzyme to catalyze the reaction, then in the form of storage protein, then in the form of mechanical support, in the form of transport. All these proteins are functional. Okay, now in the first slide we have seen that proteins are made up of same set of 20 amino acids. And all these amino acids are alpha amino acids. What do you mean by alpha amino acid? Alpha amino acid means both amino and carboxyl group are present on the same carbon, which is the alpha carbon. You know that. What do you mean by alpha carbon? The carbon atom which is very next to a functional group is termed as alpha carbon. Correct? So if you take it as a carboxylic acid, if you take this molecule as a carboxylic acid, this is the carboxyl group, and the carbon atom which is connected to the carboxyl group is termed as what? Alpha carbon. And in this amino acid, in this 20 amino acid, what's happening? Here again, the amino group, the second functional group, which is amino group, is also present on the same alpha carbon. So among the 20 amino acid, I have already told you one is example for amino acid, which is not an amino acid, that is proline. Apart from that, the entire 19 amino acid, amino group and carboxyl group both are present on the alpha carbon atom. That is why these 19 are termed as alpha amino acid. This is the general structure of this alpha amino acid. CHCOOH, NH2, Y plus and minus charge. I'll tell about that afterwards. Now take it as carboxyl group and NH2, which is neutral group. Then on this alpha carbon atom, we have one more group, that is alkyl group. R, it can be alkyl group or the side chain. In this R group only, the entire 19 amino acids are different. Remaining functional groups are constant. NH2 will be there in all 19 amino acid. Carboxyl group will be there in all 19 amino acid. H will be there in all 19 amino acid. Only in the R group they vary. And this R group, this can be alkyl or it can be aryl group. Okay, it can be alkyl or aryl group, and this is the side chain which will be distinguishing all the 19 amino acids. And look at the structure of this carbon atom here. This carbon is bonded tetravalently. Here, this carbon is connected to one NH2, then carboxyl group, one R, then hydrogen. Whether it is a chiral carbon or not. This is a chiral carbon because all the 4 valencies of carbons are satisfied by 4 different groups. So this alpha carbon is chiral, and these amino acids are optically active. These 19 amino acids are optically active except one more amino acid, which is the simplest amino acid, glycine, where R is replaced by hydrogen. So here we have what? 2 hydrogens connected to the same carbon atom. So it is losing its chirality. So except glycine, which is not a chiral molecule and it is not an optically active compound, other than this glycine and proline, all the entire 18 amino acids are optically active. So this is a structure of what? An alpha amino acid. One example for alpha amino acid, that is glycine. And second example is alanine, where CH3, the hydrogen, the R will be replaced by CH3, methyl group. CH3, CH, NH2, COOH. That is the next amino acid, alanine. So that is a chiral molecule or it is an optically active molecule. Now, how do we get this amino acid? Heating a protein in 6 molar hydrochloric acid at 110 degrees Celsius for 18 to 20 hours hydrolyzes protein to their component amino acids. So we know that proteins are made up of amino acid. Proteins are polymer. They are made up of the monomer called amino acid. So from protein, we will get this amino acid. How we get the protein? How we get the amino acid? By hydrolyzing them in 6 molar hydrochloric acid at 110 degrees Celsius for 18 to 24 hours. If we keep, they will be hydrolyzed to the corresponding amino acid. Okay, in this, both amino and carboxyl groups are attached to the same carbon atom, that is termed as alpha carbon atom. Then, among the 20 amino acid which composes all the protein, 19 are amino acid, alpha amino acid, while one is an amino acid, proline. This also we have discussed already, right? Now, here we have the example for the remaining amino acid. First one is glycine, where R is hydrogen. Then second one is alanine, where R is CH3. Then valine, where R is CH3, CH3. That is isopropyl group. Then leucine, CH3, CH3, CH2. Then isoleucine, which is an isomer. Then proline. This is the amino acid which I told you, which is amino acid. You can see here, it is NH group, not NH2 group. If NH2 is not there, it will be converted to imino group, NH. This is the only amino acid which is what? An imino acid, not amino acids. So this is structure of proline. Then methionine, CH2, CH2, SCH3. Only in R group, the all amino acid differ. So the structure of R will be different in the entire amino acids. Okay. Then cysteine, where R is CH2SH. SH, you know, it is a thionyl or sulfur analog of OH group, hydroxyl group. Thionyl group, SH group. Then serine, SH2, CH2OH. Instead of R, we have CH2OH group. Then threonine, CH3CHOH group. Then aspartic acid. Then glutamic acid. Then asparagine, another amino acid. Then glutamine, another amino acid. Then lysine, CH2, 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 NH2. 4 carbon atom and 1 nitrogen atom is there in R group. Then arginine, then histidine, then phenylalanine, which is a derivative of alanine. From alanine, we know there is a CH3 group. From CH3 group, when one hydrogen is replaced by a phenyl group, we get phenylalanine. Then tyrosine, an important amino acid. Then tryptophan. So these are the structures of a few amino acids, that is 20 amino acids, among which you should study the structure of glycine, the simplest amino acid, then alanine, then phenylalanine, then tyrosine, then serine. These many amino acid structure you have to study. It is there in the syllabus. I'll tell you once again, which is glycine, then alanine, then phenylalanine, then serine, and tyrosine. These amino acid structure you have to study. Okay. Now coming to the classification of this amino acid. How can we classify the amino acid? Already I have told you, among amino acid, the only one group which is different is the R group. So we can classify them based on the R group. Which nature of the R group? What nature of the R group? Based on polarity of R group, we can classify them into 4 groups. Based on the polarity of alkyl group, R group, attached to this alpha carbon, amino acids can be classified into 4 groups, 4 classes. The first class is non-polar or hydrophobic R group. If R, the side chain, is non-polar as well as hydrophobic, then one class of compound we get. What are the example? Glycine, where R is hydrogen atom. Then alanine, where R is CH3. Then valine, then leucine, methionine, isoleucine. In this part, R is aliphatic group. And among these 3, the R group is aromatic parts: phenylalanine, tyrosine, and tryptophan. Combining these 6 and 3, we have 9 amino acids among this classification, among this category. So in this non-polar hydrophobic R group, we have 9 amino acids as example. Okay, now coming to the next class, polar uncharged or polar neutral and hydrophilic R group. Polar, where if the side chain is polar, or hydrophilic R group but neutral. Here we have 6 amino acids as example. CH2OH, you know that the addition of OH and SH will make the group polar. So if you have OH or SH group in the R group, they will be coming to the polar category. So serine, threonine, cysteine, proline, asparagine, and glutamine. These are example for polar, then hydrophilic R group. And one more thing I want to clarify, that this glycine can be considered as either polar or non-polar. So either you can take this glycine in the second classification or in the first classification, because you know that hydrogen has polar property. You can consider hydrogen has a group with polar property, non-polar property, and polar property also. It can be considered as hydrophilic as well as hydrophobic. So glycine can be included either in the first category or in the second category, depending on which you can minimize or maximize the number of amino acid in the first and second classification parts. Now coming to the third class, negatively charged R group. Again, it is polar but negatively charged. Okay, which a pH range of 6 to 7. Here we have 2 amino acid. Negatively charged means where the negative charge will be there. It will be there in the carboxylate group. It will be not in the amino acid carboxylate group. It will be in the R group carboxylate group. In the R group, there will be a group with a negative charge. For example, aspartic acid. You can see here CH2COO minus. There is a negative charge in the R group. Here again, glutamic acid. There is a negative charge on the R group. So these two can be given as an example for polar R group, which is polar with negative charge. Similarly, what will be the fourth classification? The classification will be polar with positive charge. Polar with positive charge. That will be there are 3 amino acids in this category, where lysine is given as an example, then arginine, then histidine. You can see here in the R group, there is NH3+. A positive charge is there in the R group, that is side chain. Depending on this, we have 3 amino acids in this class. So we were talking about classification of amino acids. Whatever things we have seen 4 classes. One is non-polar hydrophobic R group, where we have what the R group, that is the side chain, will be non-polar and hydrophobic. We have 6 amino acid as aliphatic R group and 3 amino acid as with aromatic R group. Including these 6 and 3, we have 9 amino acid in this category. Right? Then coming to polar, uncharged or hydrophilic R group. Here what we have? Here we have in this class 6 amino acid. Where what do we have? Here the R group has either OH group or SH group, which will make the R group polar. Here we have 6 amino acid in this class. Then remaining 2 classes are also polar, but they are charged. One is positively charged, one is negatively charged. This is neutral. This class, second class is polar, neutral. Third class is polar, negatively charged. And fourth class is polar, positively charged. In this polar, negatively charged, how many amino acids are there? There are 2 amino acids as an example. Please try to learn at least one example for each class. Then positively charged, there are 3 amino acids as example. Okay, so in this session, whatever we have seen about introduction about protein. They are complex biomolecules. They are the major part among the biomolecular parts. Major part of the living system, living organism. Then the biological functions of proteins. Then what? The structure of amino acid. Example for amino acid. The structure of the 20 amino acids. Then classification of amino acid based on what? Based on the